Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aditya and today we will be discussing about WatchWise, which is a movie recommendation website. It has around two features which are namely search and suggest. So we will be developing these two features simultaneously, also talking about each feature what we'll develop. The search feature will basically provide a search functionality where a user can search a particular movie, whereas the suggest functionality is where a user gets recommended a particular movie according to his or her taste in a movie. So basically, a user will enter his or her favorite movie, and then our website will recommend the user a set of movies which are basically similar to the movie entered by the user. Okay, so coming on to the pages, what all pages we'll have in our website. So the first page would be index.html, which is the home page, and I have created this using Bootstrap, you can say, since we don't need to waste much time on creating the UI. I have used Bootstrap at some places. Okay, so the next page is search, obviously, and this is search.html, also where I have used Bootstrap. So basically, I have used Bootstrap for the navigation bar. You can create navigation bar of your own also. Coming on to the next page, this is suggest.html. Okay, so basically, this page contains the recommendations which the user will get. So here also I have used Bootstrap in the navigation bar, and the last is the about us.html, which contains the about us page for a particular website. So, diving deep into it, but first, let's make out the things clear that this website will not only have the play of API, but also will be using a machine learning model. Okay, not a particular familiar machine learning model, but will be using cosine similarity matrix, where we will be storing all the cosine similarities of movies. So we have taken our database from Kaggle, which has around 5,000 movies. So it's a pretty big database. But I know it's not sufficient since there are millions of movies around us. So it won't show us every movie. But trust me, if this would work, then we can work on 40,000 movies database also. And if your system supports, then you can obviously go for a bigger database, not a smaller data set. So let's dive into it. So the first one is the home page, which is index.html. So initially I have created this navigation bar, all is there. And so at the end, I have also added certain cards. First, I have used carousel from Bootstrap, and then I have added certain cards with images and descriptions which will enhance the UI. So let's see how this index.html page looks like. So this is my page in which the first carousel says search your favorite movies with a single click, and then there is suggest, which recommends you movies according to your taste. So this is a basic carousel which you have used, and it is an endless loop. So coming on to the next, we have the uses of this particular website, and I have named this website as WatchWise. So WatchWise is pretty good name for it, and we have certain uses for our website, such as personalized recommendations, discovery and exploration, cross-selling and upselling, enhanced user experience. So this is all we have from this first page. This is kind of a static. More or less, this is a static, apart from the carousel part, which is dynamic. So uh, this is the CSS of this particular code, but I have used override, since these all are for bootstrap SAS variables. So I have used my style.css, and I have put my style.css after this bootstrap CSS file. See, this is after or below these two CSS files which are from bootstrap. So basically we are overriding these two bootstrap files, and the both variables which we have mentioned in our CSS will be overridden. So coming on to the next page, which is the search.html. So initially the same navigation bar follows here also. So here is the trick. So at first, what we have created a search bar, okay, a search container in which we'll search. So uh, following it, we have created a form in which we have taken input as search, and the placeholder is search your favorite movie. So a user will search his or her favorite movie and will get a series of recommendations. Okay. So, and then I have created this div in which I have created a section ID, and then I have created a div class as card row. And in it, we have certain commands which we will be developing using our JavaScript file. So let's go to our JavaScript file in which we'll be adding these HTML tags. So what we have used is we have used this API, the movie DB, TMDB. This is an API which is freely available on it, and you can also create your API key from here, and then you can use movie poster ratings, everything you can use. So next, what I have used is I have fetched section form and search from document.getElement by ID, because I'll be using them in my function return movies, which will be returning a set of movies which are similar to the search term by the user. So return movies API link. This what this will do is this will return a set of movies which will have the URL as API link. So API link is this. Now what we'll do is we'll be creating row, card, center, image, title, anchor, and break line, and YouTube link. So these are a set of HTML tags which we are creating using create element of JavaScript. So this is all those tags which we'll be using in our HTML. So since we want them to repeat, therefore we are using it in JavaScript itself rather than creating an HTML. So we'll be not be wasting much time on creating multiple things, and altogether we can create a single set of code in this function, and we'll be calling it again and again, so that it will create another set of these rows, cards, center, image, title, anchor, and YouTube link. So now what we have done is we have created this anchor.innerHTML. This will create the element.title. Since this is an anchor tag, so we'll be having an reference to it also. So we are giving the reference as the IMDb website. So we'll be passing a query to this IMDb URL, and then what it will display is it will display the query term on another page for an IMDb search query. We'll see how it works when we go on to the website, and this is watch it on YouTube. So we'll be providing a YouTube link also, and it will give reference to the query. So again, we'll be seeing this when we watch how our website works. So this is the part where we have used like everything, append child. So this is the basic functionality where section row is in section, card is in row, so everything is aligned perfectly. And in the title itself, the anchor brk, so brk is basically br tag break. So we don't want Anchor and YouTube link to come in the same line. Therefore, we have used a break tag, and also we have created the break tag using create element of the JavaScript. Okay, so this is it from the script.js, and then we have added an add event listener submit. And so this is how we are like on submit, on enter, the user will get a list of search items. Okay, so So coming on to the next page, before moving on to the next page, what we'll do is we'll quickly check out our website, how it looks. So here we are getting suggestions before only, but uh, let's search. Let's search for Kantara. So we get two movies here. This is the real one, and I don't know what is this. So let's search for Three Idiots. So here we are getting the movie, and if we click on this particular heading, we'll go to IMDb as I told you before, and here you can search for movies, and then you can suppose I click on this title and I grow, I go to this particular movie, and then I can particular info about this particular movie. And if I go to watch it on YouTube, then I can get all the results which are related to this particular movie. So you can see here the query is Three Idiots. So you don't have to type in the name again. You'll get all the things by default. So we'll quickly close these and let's get back to our pages. So now let's get to the suggest.html page. It's the same as the before page, but the difference is we are here getting a recommend button and an input type is text. And then there is a marquee in which you get all your favorite movies in a single click. And then we are using a section again. So here we will get all the results in suggest results div. In this div, we'll be creating all the other elements in JavaScript in the similar way. So let's get to the script1.js. Um, in this JS file, initially we are fetching the movies list.json. This basically contain the movie ID and the movie name. So we are fetching the data from the JSON file, and then we are fetching the data from similarity.json. In similarity.json, there is a similarity matrix where each movie has a particular number of movies which it is similar to, and then there is an index. If you want to see, let's see how it looks like. So this is my similarity dot JSON. It will take some time to open. Um, okay, so it got, so here as you can see there are similarity ratings of a particular movie according to the movie IDs. So each matrix. So it's a matrix form and each row contains 5,000 values. So it's a matrix of size 5,000 into 5,000. So this is a pretty large file. And as you can see, the first value is 1 here. This value is 1 because The first movie is similar to the first movie 100%. The first movie is similar to the first movie itself, so there is no dissimilarity in between similar type of movies. And let's go to the script 1.js again. So after fetching all the data, we are using a function recommend, which will recommend us movies on the basis of the similarity matrix which we created. So this is that particular function. And if a user searches a movie which is not in our database, will return alert, oops, the desired movie was not found on our database. So this will, how it works, we'll see it when we see our website. Otherwise, we will be pushing the movie set. So we'll be pushing a set of 5 movies in our sorted movies dot push. So sorted movies is basically an array in which we'll be pushing a list of 5 movies, which will be a list of 5 movies in which we'll be uh, appending a list of 5 movies which are mostly similar to a movie which is being entered by the user, and then will be console.log, so it's just for testing, there is no purpose of it, we can remove it as well. And then we are returning the sorted movies array. So then what we are doing is we are creating an event listeners which is on click. As we click the recommend button, this add event listeners, so this event will be listened by the JavaScript, and then what all is listed here, all these things will happen. So first of all, we are like creating variable suggested movies in which we'll be calling the function recommend, and we'll be giving the input as input movie. So what is input movie? Input movie we are getting by this. So we are getting input movie from the user. So movie input is actually the ID of the input. So we are taking the dot value, and then this is just for the testing again, console.log. And then we are creating a suggest results variable div. So initially the inner HTML is none, nothing. Next, what we are doing is in suggested movies, what we all got, the movie titles, we are using fetch. So basically, this will fetch the movies, and then what we'll do is we'll create an element div movie element, and then we'll create a title element, and then we'll create an anchor tag, again an anchor tag, as you can see, and then a break between the anchor and the YouTube link, which is again an anchor tag. So the anchor tag is basically used for the IMDb, and the YouTube link is basically for the YouTube results which we were showing before. The same is carried as I told you before. So poster element is basically for the poster path of the image of the movie, and this is the set of the order in which we are appending the child. If there is any error, we'll get an error here. Okay, so now let's see how we are working on it. So this is the suggest how it looks like. This is the navigation bar, and this is a text field. This is the recommend button, and this is the mark you tag. Get all your favorite movies in one click, and this is the suggest result. So now let's search for any movie. I'll refresh it. Okay. So let's search for this particular movie. Click on recommend. So movies may take some time to load actually, because it's like not, so it came, As you can see, there are certain movies which became Crazy Racer, Next Day Air, Renault 911, Miami, The Helix, Loaded. So actually, only four movies came, but we wanted five. So this is a minute error. Maybe let's try on any other movies. So this is my one of my favorite movies. So I'll recommend. So all these are the recommendations which I got from here. So here we got a pretty much quantity of movies, and if the movie is not in our database, so let's say I write some random name, this movie is not, then an alert message says, oops, the desired movie was not found on our database. So this is actually like desirable for the user. Rather than doing nothing, we are printing an alert message in which it's written, oops, the desired movie was not found on our database. So as it goes, now let's test on some other movie as well. So if I write Superman and then I click on recommend, so we'll get all the movies which are related to Superman. So this is basically how our recommendation system works. We created a similarity matrix which is of the size 5000 into 5000, in which all the movies which are similar to a particular movie, the cosine similarity index is stored, and then we are printing each and every movie according to its cosine similarity with the movie entered by the user. Now let's look at the about us page. So the first is the who we are. So who we are. So I have used some hovering here CSS. What WatchWise is, you can read all of this, and this is some information about the developer, that is me, and follow us, and then there is a quote here. So basically, this is what uh, the website is all about. Now let's look at this website from scratch. So search, suggest, and then again it's a search. Then there are certain use cases which I have represented using cards. Then there is a search in which you can search for your favorite movies. Then there is a suggest option in which you can get a list of your movies which according to the movie which is recommended by the user. It may take some time because the API needs to be fetched, and a whole lot of similarity matrix. As I told you before, it's a very big matrix, so it will take some time. Let's see the about us page. So this is the about us page in brief. Let's again go to, and now let's type avatar, and then we'll click on recommend. Let's wait for some time. Actually, don't know why it's not working. Anyways, so this is how we are using this similarity matrix and JavaScript and HTML, CSS all at the same time. The best part is we are using machine learning inside a multiple page website which is using JavaScript as well. So this is a complete full stack application. In it, you can add an analyze page as well, in which a user can see what are the ratings of a particular movie, and you can easily fetch it using IMDb website or certain APIs available. You can also create a Netflix like page in which a user can watch or see the trailer of that particular movie. So these are all the modifications which you can do. This is the basic website which I have created, which is using both machine learning and JavaScript in it. So this is it from the project WatchWise, a movie recommendation website. Thank you.